Hello and welcome to the Market Update Report for the week ending May 14th, 2010. My name is Dan Ludwig. I am the Sales Director for the Shore West Realtors office in Oconomowoc. You know, as April closed in superb fashion with a 36% increase in sales and only a 5% increase in listings, we take a look ahead to see what we're looking at with the supply and demand ratio and what it all means to us. What we're looking at is really life after the tax credit and the federal mortgage-backed security. If we look at the next slide, actually to a certain degree, housing prices have actually stabilized since the tax credit was extended and the federal government was purchasing mortgage-backed security. If you look at the chart, you can see that back in July of 2006, when all this housing crisis happened, prices took a pretty bad downward trend. And it took that trend all the way up until about January of 2009 when the homebuyers tax credit was announced. And from January 2009, probably through, the graph shows probably through about March or so of 2010, you can see where the prices have actually stabilized into a point where the tax credit and the low interest rates have actually stabilized that demand and actually in some cases increased the demand to offset the supply that we have. But what we have to look at is the exit now of these two programs. We do feel that demand could have very well stabilized. However, we now have to switch our focus to the supply side of the pricing equation, which is the much more troubling side. The HOPA program was an attempt actually by the federal government to control the supply side of the pricing equation. So what we have right now is we had control of the demand side by keeping the interest rates down and having the tax credit out there. The HOPA program was actually their attempt to control the supply side. The goal actually in this program was to prevent about 3 to 4 million foreclosures from hitting the market. Unfortunately, only about 250,000 homeowners have been given a permanent modification program and of course have the ability to stay in their homes, as you can see by this next chart. The help that was requested by homeowners was about a little over 3 million homeowners requested help from this program, and only about 1 million plans were offered, and 1 million of those had trial modifications. But if you see the permanent modifications, that's where only about 250,000 homeowners out of the possible 3 million were helped with this program. So even if the demand remains at the 2009 levels, but if supplies increase, pricing will continue to feel a downward pressure. And until we can get now the supply to stabilize or actually decrease, that's where we're going to continue to see that downward pressure on pricing. So that's our focus in the second half of 2010. The focus remains for real estate agents and sellers is to keep that focus on where is our supply heading. Are we increasing our supply yet through the end of the year? Is our supply stabilizing, or is our supply going to start decreasing? And that will be the focus of everyone because that will dictate where prices are going. If you have any questions regarding today's report, please contact your Shore West Realtors agent or email myself at dludwig@shorewest.com. Thanks, and let's keep the market moving.